Bruce, buddy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? What can I tell you?
Can I do an interview on you?
I suppose so. This probably isn't the best place. It's kind of loud.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
What do we want to do?
Just have an interview with you, just real quick.
All right.
No, just right here.
All
Right
right.
here's fine.
I fear terribly in buildings like this, so I'm just going to tell you.
So you're California Air Resource, correct?
Sorry.
So when you guys first started, you guys came up with the DPF filters, correct? Then you guys said DPF filters are gonna make them smell good, get clean air, and all this good stuff, correct?
I don't know about the smell good part, but yes, they did provide a lot of clean air.
They did.
Yes.
So then you guys came up with the idea of doing DEF liquid.
So that was actually always part of that same idea. It wasn't a new idea. What we did is we said the biggest problem is the diesel soot and its immediate surrounding area within about 500 feet or so of the roadway. That was the initial problem. It's highly toxic. That same regulation said, so what we're going to do is there are add-on filters that are very effective. We're going to require that. Then as the trucks get older and older, we're going to start requiring they turn over to a newer engine. And that's where the DPF came in. The DPF is what controls basically the stuff that makes smog. Okay? The filter controls the particulate, the toxic emissions from the truck. The DPF clears up the smog.
So we went from the DPF filter to DEF now, to liquid DEF.
They do different things though.
So why do we go from DPF filter to liquid DEF now?
Why?
Was it because you guys could not do your research right?
No,
the DPF filter was no. I
just
understand.
explained
I
that.
understand that. I understand
Okay.
that. But why did we come out of pocket to buy a truck that had DPF filter, and now you guys come up with the idea? You know what? Let's make a DPF filter and a liquid together.
Well, but again, I just explained that. That's not how it happened.
So why are we not able to run a truck that has a DPF filter now?
Because now it doesn't have the NOx control, and the NOx control is there.
So why didn't we think about that before we came up with the smart idea of putting a DPF filter?
We did, and I just explained that. So the technology wasn't ready when we first adopted this regulation. Telling someone you got to buy a whole new truck. So let's say we would have told someone the technology that controlled the DEF use,
Right.
again, the controlled smog, wasn't even on engines until 2010.
Okay.
If we would have said at that point, hey, you know what, everybody, come 2010, you got to go out and buy a new truck. Would that have worked? No, obviously not. So as I said, we knew DPF filters were out there. They controlled that immediate problem. We knew that this technology to control smog precursors was right around the corner, but we didn't want to tell people you've got to go get like single owner operators. We didn't want to tell you have to go get a new truck, a brand new truck in 2 or 3 years. We let that used market build up. So we said, right now, you've got to put a filter on. And actually, anything after a 2007 engine or actually 2007 and newer, had a filter on it. So what we were doing is not saying, oh, we didn't know what we were doing back then. We were trying to give the industry
So
time.
you didn't know what you were doing. Am I
No,
correct?
I just said,
You didn't know what you were doing,
I
so
just
you went from
said,
a DPF filter to
sir,
liquid
you're
DEF.
really twisting my words and you know it. I said, we weren't saying we didn't know what we were doing, we did. And we were trying to get,
look,
sir,
my
I'm
bottom
not
line-
going to do the interview
my-
anymore. You don't want to do an interview with
My
me.
bottom line is this, Bruce. Do you guys
We tried to
understand?
help the industry as much as we could while doing it in a reasonable manner and while saving a lot of lives around the state of California.
But Bruce, do you guys understand what you guys did to the trucking industry
So
as
this
far
is-
as people in California, entrepreneurs?
do you understand
ruined
how
the
many
dreams,
lives? All right,
the
just-
dreams of these guys?
The interview's over. I have
Do you
nothing I can
understand?
say.
Do you understand that?
Thank you for trying the interview. I appreciate the chance.
Bruce, do you understand that
I
though?
appreciate. We didn't.
You ruined the lives of
All right.
many, many truckers.
Look at all the single owner operators who are here right now.
Do you know how many truckers you put out of business because of this? And now you want electric trucks. Now you're pushing for electric trucks. What's next? Water trucks?
No, we're trying to save a lot of people's lives.
You went from a DPF filter to DEF, now
We're
electric
trying to
trucks.
save lives.
Are you sure this electric truck is gonna work?
Yes, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it.
But you said DPF was gonna work. You said DEF was gonna work.
They both
now
do.
you're saying electric
You
trucks.
see, again, you're either not wanting to hear what I tell you, or you're twisting my words.
I'm not twisting your words.
You
Bert.
are.
I'm
You
just trying to
absolutely are.
real-
In fact, you said
I'm
that
trying
I
to-
admitted that we didn't know what we were doing,
Okay,
and I did
forget.
exactly
Scratch
the
that.
opposite.
Scratch that. He did not admit that. He
All
did
right.
not admit
the
that, guys.
interview's over.
So, Bruce,
The interview's over. I
let
have
me
no
ask
more
you
comments.
something. Let me ask you something.
I have no comment.
Let me ask you something.
I have no comment.
Why do you guys make rules
I
to
have
ruin
no
the
more
lives of California people?
I have
It
no
is
more
bad enough with all the rules and regulations that California puts on people here in California for you guys to come in and
I
just
have-
ruin the
I
trucking
have no
industry.
more comments. You're not trying to get information out of me. You're trying to
Okay,
make
I'll let
a
you go.
case that's
I'll
not
let you do
valid.
your thing. Okay, I'll let you do your thing.
Well,
Give
you
me-
don't have to let me do anything.
Give me your feedback.
No.
Bruce, you
I have no
you were
comments.
giving me some good feedback yesterday.
Victor,
Yesterday
I
you
have
were
no
giving me
comments.
some good feedback. I just didn't have it on video.
Because yesterday we were having a reasonable conversation. You wanted information.
Yeah.
Today you don't care about information.
Okay.
Today what you care about is trying to twist things, trying to frankly make things seem that they are what they're not. Everything I've said, almost everything I've said, you've turned around and said something like, see, you just said that Carb didn't know what they were doing.
Okay, let's scratch that.
No,
Let's
I'm
just
not going to scratch that because that is exactly what you're doing.
Did you or did you not ruin truckers' lives in California with
I
DPF
don't believe you
from
did.
DEF?
Victor,
Yeah.
I understand.
Do you mind being on
Don't-
camera?
You sound
No.
very upset, but do you know?
I know, no, please.
No,
please,
I'm
no,
not
no,
upset.
please, seriously.
I'm not upset.
No,
I'm not
please,
upset.
no. Please don't. No, okay? We'll talk later.
Bruce,
The interview's over.
you ruined people's life in California with your rules and
we
regulations.
saved a lot of
You
lives.
did not save nobody's
Yeah, we did.
life, Bruce.
This is highly
Now
toxic.
you want to go electric. You went from DEF to liquid DEF, now to electric.
I would ask
Next
you,
thing, you
I
want
would ask
flying
you
trucks.
to do a little research instead of just talking about things you don't know
Well, I'm
anything
trying
about.
to do the research with you,
You
Bruce.
don't know anything about this. I can't educate you
All
all right now.
all I can do,
The interview's over. Thank you.
All I can do